All right, so we're supposed to meet up with AT-AT 14 in Sector 8. So you got that in your coordinates?
What's an AT-AT?
AT-AT 14 in Sector 8.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The AT-AT, the thing we're in right now, the thing that we're operating.
AT-AT?
No, AT-AT. Okay? It's AT-AT. Shh. Hold on, I got the autopilot. Why are you holding my hand? Welcome to AT-AT 20. No, Star Wars 20, not AT-AT 20.
Welcome to Star Wars 20.
So for the expansion for Star Wars Land at both Disney World and Disneyland, it's going to be the largest expansion they've ever had. It's going to be about 14 acres, or as my co-host insists I mention, 5.6 hectares. Back in June 8th, a few days ago, Disney announced that at the D23 Expo of details of Star Wars Land. They're actually going to be giving an immersive layout of the 14 acres, as John insists, 5.6 hectares, of what's going to be going on at Star Wars Land. So, subscribe, hit that notification button, and you'll be getting the information as soon as we get it. Thank you very much.
Easy to kind of think, let's revisit some of our favorite places. But here's the thing. If we were to go to those places, Hoth, Tatooine, some of those things, we know the stories that happen there, right? We know whose stories they are. And we know that we're not in them. That's not what we wanted to do. We wanted to build, with these guys, with all of us, build new Star Wars stories, new Star Wars destinations, but this time you can be in that story, right? We want you to discover your own Star Wars story, not just remember somebody else's Star Wars story. So that required us going to a new place, a place with lots of stories yet to discover, and new characters and new adventures and all kinds of new awesomeness.
What we know about the new Star Wars lands is that it will not recreate any locations we already know. It's not going to be Hoth, not going to be Tatooine, nothing like that. It's going to be a brand new location to us, but it's going to always be there. It's going to be an old feel when you get there. It's going to be a remote frontier outpost. Could be anywhere in the galaxy. It's just going to be kind of run down, he was saying. Feels like you're somewhere in the Star Wars universe. Just when you get there, by the smell and the atmosphere, and even the building material is going to make you feel like you're there. It's going to be in the timeline of the Resistance and the First Order.
And this is in the Outer Rim. It's beyond the Outer Rim. Pablo.
It's a bit off the beaten path. I'm not going to tell you where on the map it is, but I will tell you that it is on the map. For those Star Wars cartographers who always obsess over where it is, know that we obsess over it too, and know that putting a dot on the map brings a lot of history to it, and we've examined what the ramifications of its location are.
What did they say again?
They said that it's going to be like a remote outpost.
A remote outpost.
Yes. And you're thinking.
So this could be on a planet with like cities and all sorts of stuff, but this is a remote outpost on a planet.
Yes, it could be a remote outpost, but the remote outpost could be the entire planet.
So the entire planet's a remote outpost, or it's a remote outpost on a planet?
I haven't been there yet because it's...
You haven't been there and I haven't been there, but
yeah.
It's always been there. The planet's always been there. So what do you think? Do you think that this is going to be a Outer Rim type of planet, or do you think it's going to be a planet and we're on some of the remote outpost of the planet?
You're going to hate me saying this, but I think it's going to be...
I hate most everything you say.
Love you. But anyways, I think it's going to be a planet that's going to be familiar. You may not have ever seen it before, but when you get there, you know it's a Star Wars system.
Familiar, like it's going to have the look and feel of Star Wars.
Yes.
But it's going to be a new space that we've never seen before.
Yes.
I was trying to decide where in the starography that it's going to be. Do you think it's going to be like downtown by Coruscant, where all the busyness in the center of the galaxy is? Mm-hmm. Or do you think it's going to be out by Tatooine and the outskirts? Because the bright center of the universe, you're on the planet farthest from. So where's this one?
It's going to be out there. It's going to be way out there.
You think so?
Yeah. But like I said, I think that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be doing like a new planet, or maybe something that... here's the thing. It could be a planet that's going to be introduced in Episode 8 or even Episode 9.
That could be interesting. Or at least there's probably future plans to add Episode 8 and Episode 9 interactions to this world as it moves forward.
But I think it's going to be something that's going to be introduced in Episode 8.
Okay. Yeah, Episode 8 specifically.
Or even Episode 9.
That makes sense.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think... Hey, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So there's going to be the Star Wars Land, if you will, California, there's also going to be Star Wars Land, Florida.
Yes.
Do you think it's going to be the same planet?
I think they're going to be the same. I think they're going to be identical.
So you're going to be able to visit the same outpost on the same planet in Florida and California?
Yes, that's what I think. But what do you fans think? What do you think that this world is going to be in Star Wars Land that they're talking about that's going to have the new rides that's going to be opening up in 2019?
That's very good. So in the comments below, we've got questions for you. Is Florida and California going to be the same outpost, remote outpost, the same Star Wars Land? Second question. Question number 2.
Yes.
You ask. I don't know how many questions.
What do you think the planet's going to be? What do you think the system's going to be? Do you think it's going to be a familiar planet that we've already been on in the Star Wars canon, or do you think it's going to be a brand new system, but there's going to be some familiarity when you get there?
All right, everybody, we are here at Disneyland in front of Star Wars Land waiting for the opening in 2019.
Yeah, so we found out that there's going to be details at the D23 Expo, which is going to be next month at Anaheim Convention Center. When is it?
July 14th to the 16th.
Yes, we're going to be covering the locations, the layouts for the land, the vehicles, the droids.
They're going to have a whole pavilion dedicated to it called the Galaxy of Stories.
Yeah, so we're going to be live streaming there, so subscribe so you can check us out. And actually, we're going to be checking out the construction going on over at Star Wars Land right now.
There are going to be a ton of opportunities to help out and support the resistance. Lots of smugglers and bounty hunters who are looking for a little bit of help and might be willing to offer you up a side job. And for those of you who are interested in supporting the First Order, that will absolutely be an opportunity.
So here we are, Star Wars 20, operating in AT-AT 1-4. So, but anyways, so they're actually talking about Star Wars Land, how it's going to be, who are the factions that are going to be fighting?
It's going to be the Resistance and the First Order. They actually did say that.
I'm just making sure we're still on autopilot.
The 1880 does its job perfectly.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think they're doing it obviously just for promotional reason for the new movies coming out. I would prefer to see the Rebels and the Empire, but I mean, what we get.
Yeah, I prefer the Rockford Peaches to be in there, but that's a league of their own. That's a different movie. But it makes sense movie-wise, timeline-wise, canon-wise to actually be doing the Resistance and the New Order.
Yeah, it's pretty much promotional. It'll be cool to see all that stuff.
Yeah. So, but it's going to happen, and I like it. So, but yeah, what do you guys think?
Well, hold on.
Okay. Hold on here. Okay, hold on here. There's hold on. What's that red blinking button for? Why is everything turning red?
It's going to be pretty sweet. We're not just going to let you ride in the Millennium Falcon. We're truly going to let you control the Millennium Falcon. So you and your flight crew are going to be responsible for piloting one of the most iconic ships in the entire galaxy.
We're going to actually be speculating on the Millennium Falcon ride. That's going to be opening up in 2019 at Star Wars Land at both Disney World and Disneyland. So,
the information they gave us was we get to pilot this, us and our crew, and when they asked about the crew, it's the family and pretty much people in your group. So I think it's going to be a small cockpit, not too many people. Just like the Falcon, 4 or 5 people can be in there?
Yeah.
So you get to pilot yourself, which is awesome. Who hasn't wanted to pilot the Falcon one time?
Have you guys ever been on the Mission to Mars ride at Disney World?
No.
It's a pretty intense ride. Actually, you get to choose orange or green, but you should look that up if you haven't. It's really cool. But what happens is there's 4 people in a cockpit, and each one has a specific job. So one's the pilot, one's the flight coordinator, somebody else is something else, and it goes on like that. So I think that's kind of what they're going for here with the Millennium Falcon.
They did mention that in an article I read. They mentioned Mission to Mars.
John. No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure they were ready for you to stop talking.
No, go ahead.
They said the Mission to Mars one is very similar to what they want to do, but there's one outcome.
They said that Mission to Mars is very similar?
Some of the articles I was reading, yes, is going to be very similar to what is going to be like that. But Mission to Mars is one outcome. This could have several different outcomes.
I'm hoping that when you pilot the Millennium Falcon, when it leaves, it kind of goes through the legs of the ATs, and then it flies off into its own mission.
One of the things I believe it's going to be is I think they're going to have a full-size Falcon there for you to look at.
Did you read it again?
I was told. There's an audio book.
They said that the queue line of the ride is you're walking through the Millennium Falcon.
And then I think you're going to go in a backstage.
Up in the cockpit.
I think there has to be multiple cockpits. So there's one cockpit.
The Millennium Falcon only has one cockpit. You're destroying the magic, John.
The line would be 7 hours every single day. There's no way.
It's going to be that anyway.
Yeah, there's going to be at least, I think, 6 or 7 cockpits.
I agree. Gotta get those people flowing through.
Feed them through. So just like Star Tours, right? Star Tours has many different
pods, shuttles,
Doohickeys. That's
doohickeys.
Yes.
Star Speeder.
What do you think is going to happen?
I'm sorry, you're talking to me?
Yes.
I think that we're going to have to do some sort of a shipment run for this outpost, because what they said in the panel is that the results of this ride might follow you out into the universe, the outpost, the world that they're building. So I think that this somehow has to interface with this new world, and that would explain why they're building this new world, and that you're going to take part in the adventure of this new world. It wouldn't make sense to me that you would get on the Millennium Falcon and do something completely different.
Like
I think they're trying to create
or something like that.
Yeah, I think they're trying to create an immersive experience. And if you are unable to deliver the goods, because that's what the Millennium Falcon does, right? It's a smuggling ship.
It's what we do
so
on
if
this
you don't
show.
smuggle it, you smuggle in this show.
Unable to deliver the goods.
That's a theme of our show. That's our weekly thing. I'm hoping that one of the options is you're actually doing the Kessel Run.
That'd be awesome too. I mean, just there's so many things they could do with it, as long as it's not like just a vacation like they used to do with the old Star Tours. That was really kind of lame.
I think it's going to be like Star Tours, right? I mean, it should be Star Tours like on acid, but it's going to be Star Tours, right? You're going to have screens around you. You're going to be looking out of the cockpit.
Acid.
And what I love about that world building aspect is that when we meet the challenges, you're really going to feel like you're really there. I mean, the illusion is going to be completely immersive and just amazing. I mean, I can't wait, because I mean, even one of the simplest things like smelling things. I mean, it's, what Chris says, that is so important. It's like sound in a movie. When you go into a space, when you smell it, when you feel the humidity, you're going to feel like you're really there.
What does Star Wars smell like? This is
You're going to find out. There's some things we're not ready to talk about yet. There's some things, look, again, this is all about discovering this for yourself. So we don't want to tell you that. We want you to discover that.
So we're going to talk about the feeling of the environment of Star Wars Land.
Yes. There's been speculation and some rumors and some announcements in which they were saying that all the cast members are going to be in character at all times. So when you go purchase something, if they're in some sort of costume for one of the characters, they're going to be in character. That's one of the things you've heard that I've read on the rumor sites.
Yeah, that's pretty much Disney staple already. You go anywhere, and they're wearing, every cast member has a costume for their themed area, which is fantastic. Even for the unique ride, I love it.
Yeah, and you were mentioning that there was a couple of times that they mentioned like a scent or an aroma.
They mentioned the environment. They said they could do that, something like a smell or something like that. You said some places do that. You think you said
like if you've ever been to a Vegas casinos, you walk in and you could smell like if there's a tropical casino, you could smell like like a tropical flavoring. Or sometimes like a calming scent, like a vanilla scent. So maybe they're gonna have that at Star Wars Land.
Yeah, they even said they're gonna try and stick with real world materials, not painted plaster, which is kind of something they already do, and it looks cool, but when you touch it, it feels really fake.
Yeah.
So they said they're gonna try to use as many real rocks, real bricks, stuff like that.
Like
I think
the wood,
that's
if they have like a Kashyyyk kind of world, or like the Force Moon of Endor, the wood that you see, the wood there is going to be actual lumber. Yeah.
When you're designing this, like, how does the devil in details work in a Star Wars location?
Yeah, of course, the first thing we did was call up Doug and the team, and we're like, hey, can we come up and pay a visit and just start having some conversations about what we want this place to look like, and what do you want to feel like when we walk into the land? What do you want to smell? What do you want to touch? And I think that's really the big difference between film and like what we're crafting. For 30 some odd years now, we've seen it sort of in this two-dimensional form, and now we're going to let you actually go and explore these streets and these markets and buy strange meat concoctions and rolled up in weird vessels that you can walk around and eat, and of course you have to have a glass of blue milk, and you have to in Star Wars.
Right, now, is that a pod racer engine? What was that?
That might have been a pod racer engine that we've rigged up, and maybe that's cooking the meat in this market. And so I think like Doug was saying, that we're really trying to We're really trying to make sure that there's something in this land for everyone. That no matter where you've come into the story or into this saga, that there's something there that will resonate with you. That this place feels like home, but yet at the same time it's new and it's fresh, and you just never know. Little details like. You might hear things scurrying through the sewer systems, and so when you go to the restrooms, be careful what you drink out of, because the water fountains might have a familiar face or an eyeball. It might be familiar. So we're having a lot of fun with those details and just those little things that us as Star Wars fans, and by the way, I'll tell you, this group right here are some of the world's biggest Star Wars fans. We're making sure that those details are in there, that you're going to be excited, and I can't wait to share it with everyone.
So they're actually talking about Star Wars Land too. They have some film footage as well. Like, it looks like some of the cast members were doing like a choreographed fight.
They said be prepared for spontaneous action scenes that involve
characters.
Not just characters, the audience is gonna be right there, right in the courtyard, right where everyone's standing. It's gonna be real fun.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that they're just gonna spontaneously, do the choreographed fights. So I think it'd be super duper cool.
Let's see the clip. Some questions to us and to you guys. What do you think is going to happen with Launch Bay?
Launch Bay?
I think Launch Bay is just a temporary thing. It's going to go away. Disney keeps
Launch Bay's been there for a long time, but they keep doing different things inside.
It hasn't been Launch Bay forever, though.
It was Innovations, but quickly it moved to Launch Bay.
Before that, it was something else, too. So I think it's going to continue to progress.
Yeah, I think they're going to remove the Star Wars stuff, obviously. Even move the Marvel and just put something new there.
The what?
What about...
The Marvin? Oh, Marvel. Sorry.
Yes, they're going to remove the Marvin. And what about Star Tours? That's the one that I was kind of iffy about.
That's a good question. Dave?
Star Tours, I think they're just going to slowly eliminate it. They'll probably have like some closing ceremony thanking it for all it's done, and then they're going to reveal something new there.
I don't think so. I think Star Tours, the staple's been there for 40 years? No, it's like probably like 30 years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been there a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I can remember. And I'm not that old.
You're 12.
All right, official title of Star Wars Land.
Ooh, I think it's going to be the name of the planet. I think it's going to be the name either of the planet or of the outpost.
Nope.
I think it's boring. And what if it's something weird, like you said, I just switch, like Taco Dana, like he was saying. No one was saying, let's go to Taco Dana, everyone.
Why'd you look at me
delicious.
when you said taco?
That's just you thinking about it.
You got to say it quicker. You can't like pause when you taco and Dana.
Drink more Wookiee.
Yeah.
After I drink my michelada. One name I heard was Star Wars Experience.
I can see them doing that.
I like
something
that.
Simple.
I think Star Wars Land is too generic.
I don't think they're going to name a planet, because the thing is, Star Wars, Disney World, and Disneyland are going to have international visitors. No matter what country you're from, what language you speak, you're going to know Star Wars. So if they name it like the planet, they're not going to know that. But if a foreigner goes there, if someone that doesn't speak the language goes to Disneyland,
yeah, I'm kind of second guessing myself now, actually, too, because it's Tomorrowland, it's Adventureland, it's got to be
Star Wars Land, the Star Wars Experience.
I don't think it's going to be that, but it's going to be something catchy.
You spelled experience unique, didn't you?
Yes,
on to the next question. Will completion of Star Wars Land coincide with Celebration?
Yeah, they haven't announced Celebration yet for 2019.
I think that's one of the reasons why they haven't announced it yet. I think they want to have it similar timeline as like right after it opens.
But they're going to have to announce Celebration if there is going to be one for 2019. They are going to have to announce it.
They can wait till next
2018.
Year. Yeah, so they have some time.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
That's if you go. You need to go to the Celebration Orlando.
You know what we might find out when it's actually opening? And I know we've said this before. But it's at D23. We're all going to be, and we're going to be live streaming, and you subscribe so you know what to expect.
What will you be looking forward to most in the new Star Wars Land? The rides, the food, the just experience itself, the shopping, the cantina?
I've got to say it's the droids and the characters. It's the people that are going to be dressed up. Because Disneyland, I think, is the only place I can think of where people go to meet characters and sign characters. I think these characters are going to have to be amazing.
I'm looking forward to
the pins. They're gonna have
the pins.
New pins.
What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to stay like off the internet.
Oh, it's going to be
did you say pins or pins?
Pins. Yeah. Depends. Sorry, because I'm 45, because I'm old. I get it. No, I'm going to try to stay off the internet, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to try to go there and just experience it.
He's going to buy them undercover. We're going to go with him. Like, Dave, did you buy pins? He's like, no. And he's going to walk you, chinga, 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 chinga.
That's true. Why'd you look at me when you said taco? No, but that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm going to try to stay off the internet and try to experience everything for the first time. I don't want to go there. It's like, oh, I heard about this, heard about that. I'm going to try to go there and experience everything for the first time.
I'm glad we're doing a show that it's our job to break down and discuss what could happen and break all the new information that you don't want to know because you want to experience it raw for the first time.
1:23 a.m.
Will Disney bring back Star Wars Weekends? Some of you don't know what Star Wars Weekends was. He didn't know what Star Wars Weekends was. Star Wars Weekends was, they used to do it in Orlando every May. All the weekends there, they'd bring celebrities there and be like a convention every weekend in Hollywood Studios. It was awesome. You think they're going to bring something like that back? I think they're going to. Why not?
I don't think so, because they're not going to have a Star Wars Weekend because they're going to have a Star Wars Land. That's going to be all year long.
And they have Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
But this is they did this as a chance to bring, I guess they're probably not going to need to bring people there, but there's always a chance to bring people there, bring celebrities there, just bringing experience there every May. It was always a really fun experience.
You know what I think they might do? I don't think it'll be Star Wars Weekends, but I think it'll be Star Wars Galactic Nights. I think they may have... Was it the first Galactic Nights?
This was the first
in
Galactic
Orlando?
Nights.
Yeah, that was super cool.
It was fantastic.
It was amazing.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Are we going to release a video on this?
Yes, sometime in 2018.
Yeah.
At the rate we're going.
Before the next Galactic Nights come out.
We're shooting it right after this one.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, it's an amazing experience. And I think they're going to further that. And I think they did a test run on it.
I think they need to tweak it a little bit. Little meet celebrities a little bit. Because they were there, but they weren't really there to meet us. We were just actually running. Like, he would harass them, be foes with them.
No, I didn't harass him.
Oh my God.
I followed him.
I got a picture with Ray Park. I got a picture with Warwick
Warwick
Davis.
go into the stall. He went under the stall and took a picture with him. It was bad. But that's what happens. But whatever you gotta do to get a photo. Dave's really good at it.
I did.
Will prices increase for the parks? I think everyone already knows this. Nobody wants it to happen, but it's gonna increase. It's already ridiculous. Like, what's a one day?
They've been notching it up.
Right now.
The annual passes and the day passes and the dual park passes, they've slowly been increasing the cost. And I think they're doing that for Star Wars when it opens, because I don't think they're all of a sudden going to overnight increase everything $50, $100, $150, whatever it's going to be. That's why I think they're incrementally increasing the cost.
Slowly.
Isn't that
increasing?
Yeah.
I think didn't they increase the prices last year?
They increased the prices
over the last
quite
couple
often.
Years.
Yeah. So
I think they're going to increase it just because they
can
control the crowd. It's already super crowded at Disneyland.
Yeah, we're actually already in line. We have a video up.
Okay,
we're
in
line already, camping out.
They just saw it.
Huh?
Yeah.
That was us.
Telling you what they saw?
They just saw it. I'm letting you know what they
We're
just
still
saw.
in line right now. It's a magic trick. Are they going to announce any more rides besides the two they announced?
Yes, I think they're going to. I think they're definitely going to have more rides. They're going to have at least 3, at the most 87.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
They've got to keep some surprises, right?
Yeah. I think they're going to do a kiddie ride. I think the 2 rides they have now are big and awesome and massive, but I think they're going to have a little, just a Millennium Falcon whirly-do or something like that. Just something.
Whirly-do? If I had my rathers, I hope you never ever say whirly-do again.
If I had my rathers, I would absolutely ride.
They might have something like they might have like a speeder bike kind of thing that's going around like a Dumbo ride. They may have like a speeder bike, or like they're in the X-wing and the TIE fighters, and they're just kind of like.
I think they need to have some kid ride like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Are you still with us?
I'm not sold on the kiddie ride, but I do think there's another.
Oh, they're gonna have a kiddie ride. They're gonna have a kiddie ride.
They have lots of kiddie rides.
They're not gonna have one. They're gonna have one that's Star Wars specific. And my speculation is, and you heard it here first, because you know how good I am with the theories. I am so spot on with the theories that they're gonna have one where it's just gonna be like
whirly-do
like that. The whirly-do. Heard it here first. Hashtag whirly-do. I'm gonna update my MySpace account. I'm gonna be like, my mood right now is whirly-do.
One we're all really, really interested in: will the Cantina serve alcohol? The only reason why I asked that because nowhere in Disneyland except Club 33 serves alcohol. So it's going to be new for Disneyland.
I think they will.
I don't think they will.
I think they will. I think there's a giant opportunity, and anyone could open doors. It's Disney. Like,
I think this is one of the few things that actually could separate Orlando and Anaheim, because
Orlando does have alcohol.
Orlando does have alcohol in Hollywood
Studios.
So I think that might actually be alcoholic beverages, but I think you're not going to get alcoholic beverages in Disneyland. That would be against everything Disney wanted to be as an original theme park.
If there's alcohol, you buy me a drink. If there's not, I'll buy you the drink they have. A whirly-do pineapple dip or something.
If there's a whirly-do involved, I'm in.
Really don't.
Well, both parks add new features simultaneously.
So if they add like a new attraction at Disneyland, will it also be at Disney World? Will the foundations be the same? But then after that, after a few years, they kind of split off and do their own thing?
We touched on this earlier. I think very good chance they're going to be different. They're not going to be similar at all. They may look a little similar, but they're going to have different things. Same ride, the two big rides, but after that, I think it'll be different locales. I
think because of the expansion and the size limitations of Disneyland, that they're just the foundation's going to be the same when they announce them both in 2019. Disneyland and Disney World will be the same for Star Wars Land, the 14 acres, or as you insist, the 5.6 hectares. They'll be the same. But then when they evolve over the years, I think Disney World will have more options compared to Disneyland.
I think there's more of a plan here. I think, as I have said before, that they're not going to be the same outpost. They're not going to be the same planet. And that's why they're not releasing them at the same time. So everything that we're going to see at D23 is going to be for Anaheim, which is going to open in 2019. They haven't said that Hollywood Studios in Florida is releasing in 2019, and I think that's because there's a whole other year of rollout of what's going on in Florida that doesn't match Disneyland. I think the rides are going to be similar, but I think you're going to be doing different smuggler runs on the Millennium Falcon.
No,
based
I think
on
they're going to be the
that
same. Because if they're saying they're both going to be 14 acres, they're both going to be released in 2019. They
haven't said that.
Yeah, they have.
They're not both opening in 2019. They've said Anaheim is opening in 2019.
No, they said Florida as well.
They did?
Yes.
If you guys have any comments on anything we have to say, please comment. And I know we're wrong in some things. Please comment. What's the right? What do you guys think of anything? Anything you want to comment? Please participate in the conversation.
Actually, please answer these questions. Every question that John asked, I think, was a very good question, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
Subscribe. And we're going to be live streaming at D23, which is going to be July 14th, 15th, and 16th, 2017. We're going to be live streaming.
It's going to be twice as much information we have for you now. Maybe even more. It's going to be overload of information. We're not going to be able to fit it all in one show.
Yeah, twice as much info, 1/3 less hosts, and 10 times the better content.
You're not going?
No, I'm going.
We'll see you there.
May the Force be with you.
So what do you call the AT-ACT then? The new one?
AT-ACT?
Yeah.
I call it the AT-ACT. Done. Because it's quicker. You're taking too long.
What about the AT-ST?
The AT-ST, I call it the AT-ST. I win the argument.